on ATV News.
We'll show you some of the crazy ways students are going down Old Main Hill and why some are getting hurt.
With the snow continuing to fall, avalanche danger is high. We'll tell you how to stay out of one and what to do if you get in one.
You'll see how this dog uses its nose to keep its owner alive.
Unlike the cold weather out here, Aggie Athletics is starting to heat up. I'll let you know if any of the teams caught fire coming up in sports.
Back east, they're battling Stormzilla. Find out if we're going to get a storm monster of our own in weather.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Emily Duke.
And I'm Natalie Humphreys.
This winter, snow is falling in record amounts around the country.
Let's go to Amy Reed for a quick update to see what's happening with the weather nationwide.
Thanks, Natalie. As you can see, it is snowing across the country. In the East Coast, they're still feeling the effects of Stormzilla, but more on that later. In the Northwest, there's a storm coming in. It's going to hit Utah Friday night into Saturday. It's bringing about 60 to 80% chance of snow and rain. So it should be a stormy week. I'll have the full update for you in weather. Back to you, Emily.
Thanks, Amy. With a winter storm coming, most students are looking to bundle up. Brock Damjanovic is live to find out why some students are choosing not to and putting their health on the line. Brock?
Thanks, Emily. It's cold out here. 17 degrees cold, so why does it seem like some students aren't quite feeling the temperature? Students are bundling up for a long winter, but some students are behind the times and their clothing choices might be dangerous.
Some students actually dress during the winter time as if it's summer, so we see kids in flip-flops, shorts, and no overcoat, like I'm carefree.
But being carefree can cost you. The average person's body temperature is around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, but lowering your core body temperature just 1 degree can lead to things like a slow heart rate, lack of coordination, and more.
The issue is you drop your core temperature with chronic cold exposure, and dropping your core temperature stimulates a whole variety of stress hormones, and different biochemical things happen as your body temperature drops.
So then why do some students think that it's cooler to be cooler?
When I wear my coat, it kind of overcompensates and makes my hands colder.
Being a rather larger fellow like I am, the cold doesn't affect me as it would a smaller person, so it doesn't bother me all that much. That and I'm about to get a hot coffee.
I think today I was just kind of in rebellion, because I'm just so tired of wearing a coat. Just want to have short sleeves for once.
So while students continue to dress for warmer seasons during the coldest season, the Health and Wellness Center still recommends,
Well, maintaining your core temperature would be a smart idea with whatever you choose. And it doesn't have to be a fancy down coat. It could be layering up some long underwear, a flannel shirt, and a vest, and a hat and mittens.
so bundle up and stay warm. Your health and happiness could be at risk. Back to you two in that warm studio.
Thanks, Brock. I'll be sure to put on an extra layer just to stay safe with these colder temperatures ahead.
All of the new snow could mean a winter wonderland or a death trap. ATV's Jeffrey Dada will tell you what to do if an avalanche hits you.
Oh my God, dude!
One of our friends cut across the bottom side of the hillside and the hill all broke free. Saw the slide coming and then moved out of the way.
That was an avalanche triggered by Travis Zollinger's friend while he washed last Tuesday.
We cut off a couple small avalanches earlier in the day. We were being careful after that. Like I said, me and Trav talked about not hitting these bigger hills and staying away from them, but we had one buddy that just got a little bit too close and set it off.
Seeing other slides is often a warning sign for more avalanches.
Really the biggest one is other avalanches. So if you see other avalanches on slopes that are similar to the one that you want to get on, that have already avalanched, then the chances are really pretty good that the slope that you're interested in might avalanche.
Other types of avalanche warning signs are collapsing snow, cracking snow, large storms, and heavy wind. If you are caught in an avalanche, you're going to want to take precautions to help yourself survive before the snow stops. Things like grabbing onto a tree, covering your mouth for an air pocket, or reaching up your hand so someone can see you. Because whilst with snow, you can normally do this. After an avalanche, it feels a lot more like that. If someone you were with is caught in an avalanche, you need to help rather than call 911.
You don't really have time to go for help. It has to be you that gets that person out, and you have to act really quickly. And really there isn't enough time to call 911 before you get that person out of the snow.
Jeffrey Dada, ATV News.
For more information about avalanche safety in Logan, visit utahavalanchecenter.org.
A new app has hit the market which is helping Cache Valley Transit riders track the buses around town. CVTD passengers don't have to wait in the cold by bus stops anymore with the new app. They can choose which routes to track and can get notifications when their bus is near. They can see the bus's schedule and a live map tracking the bus. Currently, the app is only available to Android users, but programmers are working on an app for iPhone users.
Old Main Hill is an iconic part of Utah State University. Our Sarah Winder is live in front of Old Main to show us how dangerous it can be. Sarah?
That's right. So right behind this building is actually Old Main Hill, and in the wintertime students will use it to go sledding, and they'll use pretty much anything they can find, even a cardboard box. But as you can imagine, there are some risks that are involved in that.
Screaming and sledding down Old Main Hill is a popular thing to do when it's snowy.
We used cookie sheets one time.
That looks a little dangerous. This sign even says it's dangerous.
I actually saw the sign before we went and I was like, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You're gonna die! But ignoring it was a big deal.
We were flying down the hill, and at the very bottom of the hill, I don't know if you can see them down there, but the trees, we didn't really notice them. And we kind of were going too fast to jump out of our tube, and we crashed right into the tree.
Leaving Kira with some cracked ribs.
I could tell right away that I was pretty hurt.
Trees on Old Main are a huge obstacle for sledders, and as you can see, some may have even run into them. There are these broken pieces. There's even a broken cookie sheet that someone may have ridden down on.
But winter sports aren't all that have been dangerous in the past. In 2013, a student riding his bike down the hill ran into a slack line tied between the trees. He couldn't see it in time to brake and was killed.
The accident happened on Old Main Hill in Logan.
Yet people still come to the hill to have fun.
I've gone sledding once, but I've done ice blocking quite a few times.
You just go by a big thing of ice and you put a towel on it and you sit on it, and it's like sledding but in the summer.
So what can you do to be safe on Old Main Hill?
Just be aware of where you're at and what you're doing.
Now the family of the student who was killed on Old Main is actually suing the university, and although they say they can't comment because it's in litigation, the school is hopefully working that out. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sarah.
Coming up, we'll show you what your money goes toward when you pay your...
And have you already given up your 2016 goals? You may not be alone. We'll show you how New Year's resolutions aren't always followed through.
A group of engineering students at Utah State has designed and programmed an innovative remote-controlled submarine. USUB is fully student-run. They designed and built the parts from the ground up and are always working to improve the submarine software and capabilities. These students show that computer science is more than just typing on keyboards. Dive right into engineering with USUB.
I love the major so much. It's my 4th year in the major. The faculty in the PR department help students get more engaged in PR and get more hands-on experience in the field of PR. When I graduate here, I'll have more experience than other students have because of the classes that we take here on campus. Public relations is far the best. because there's so much variety in the field. You go into marketing, corporate communications, you can become a writer because of all the things you learn within the classes of public relations.
Registration to attend the elementary school on Utah State's campus is now open. ATV's Natalie Nix went out to show us who can apply to the Edith Bowen Laboratory School and how the process works.
Kids have been sledding down Edith Bowen Hill during recess for years. But before any fun can happen, they have to be accepted into the school.
The first school day we have in January, that application becomes active.
But filling out the application doesn't guarantee admission.
We'll have actually several hundred that apply, and last year we had 18 that got in.
According to administration, kids who already have siblings learning here can learn here too.
We don't split families up. You know, once you're in, you're in.
Archie Williams
has older siblings at Edith Bowen, which secures his spot in the fall.
I think that's fair just to keep families together and have all the kids in the same school.
Families applying for the first time, however, get their names put into a lottery, and Johnson says everyone has an equal chance of being selected.
Once was the thought that, gosh, all the kids that go to Edith Bowen Laboratory School are the kids of the professors at Utah State, and that just isn't true anymore.
Natalie Nix, ATV News.
The deadline for kindergarten applications is February 15th.
If you're a full-time student, you are paying over $500 in student fees per semester. But where does it all go? Aggie Shuttle, the Rec Center, and Aggie Blue Bikes are all paid by your student fees. And those fees are decided by the Student Fee Board. Right now, the Fee Board is discussing increases for 4 of the 11 fee areas. While your fees for buses, bikes, and recreation are safe, you might still be paying more next year. Fee Board Chairman Thomas Butters says if you have an opinion about the fees, you should come talk to someone on the Fee Board to get your voice heard.
They're not voting based off their own opinion. They're trying to vote based off of what they feel like their college or the people they're representing want.
The Fee Board is meeting tonight in the TSC. This meeting is open and the members encourage students to come.
It's a new year and a new you. Or at least that's what you were hoping just a few weeks ago. ATV's Amy Kobabe shows us how people are doing on their New Year's resolutions.
Some people seem to have it all together.
I wanted to work out more and be healthier, so I've been doing pretty good at it so far.
But others aren't following through on their New Year's resolutions.
It's the same thing every year where I sort of forget and then maybe I'll pick it up again.
And it's still January.
I think it's going great for the first month.
If you really, truly have a desire to do something, you will eventually end up doing it.
Something that's supposed to be steadfast for the next 364 days. It's a little silly to me.
Some might have the resolution to drink a little less soda and a little more water. But according to Patrick Bell, most people don't even make it to March with their resolutions.
We have close to 200 memberships in January, and by the time March rolls around, a lot of them stop using the club, which is unfortunate.
Bell says people can make it easier to keep a goal by making a clear reason to keep it.
I've had clients that they've come in and they want to lose weight or they want to improve their fitness, but they don't have a real definition of why.
No matter your resolution, the good news is you have 11 months left to reach it. Amy Kobabe, ATV News.
Up next, Amy Reed is back to give us more on the upcoming weather.
The current temperature is 25 degrees.
At the Utah State Journalism Department, we can't offer you a cool press hat. We can't offer you a spot on a blooper reel. We can't offer you easy A's. We can't offer you time off. We can't offer you ridiculously dramatic music playing in the background, or even my British voice. What we can offer you is an education that leads to a job that makes a real difference.
Students in biological engineering at Utah State University have the unique chance through the Synthetic Biomanufacturing Institute to engineer uses for spider silk. Projects developed in the lab include medical coatings, strong adhesives, and elastic woven fibers. These Aggies from Utah State are influencing and changing the face of biological engineering. Join them and leave your mark as well.
Welcome back. We're starting off with the national radar. Starting off in the east, we're still seeing a little bit of Winter Storm Jonas pushing up along the east coast. It's actually pushing the water from the Atlantic Ocean up into the Chesapeake Bay area, and it's flooding some of the coastal cities. They're seeing some worse damage than from Hurricane Sandy. Hopefully they can get some relief soon and the clouds will let up. But for now, we'll just have to see how it goes. Over on the west coast, like I was saying, we're going to see that storm soon. But as of today, we're clear. It looks like we don't have a whole lot. Let's take a closer look and see if that's true. So we have some storm systems just south of the Great Salt Lake. Not too much, a little bit trickling up I-15, but not too much in Logan. It looks pretty clear, but there is still some danger out. Let's take a look at the 7-day and see what we have in store. So the National Weather Service has issued a fog warning for today and tomorrow. You have to be safe driving. It's going to be very hard to see tonight when you're out. Tomorrow, after the sun comes out, the fog should let up in the afternoon. But Thursday night, that's when the fun starts. The clouds are going to come in. We're going to start seeing the beginning of this big storm. We got 60% chance of rain and snowfall on Friday, and moving into Saturday overnight, it's going to be about 80%. So we should see most of it overnight, but still some on Saturday. By the time it turns to Saturday afternoon, that snow should be solid. It shouldn't be any really rainfall with it, but still some mild temperatures up through the week. We're going to see a little bit of flurry on through Tuesday, but like I said, mild temperatures, just a little snowfall. It's going to be a nice week. So you got a little glimpse into the future now, so let's take a look at the past in sports.
Thanks, Amy. When we come back, it was a layup fest for the women's basketball team. We'll show you if that was enough to pick up the W.
Are you frustrated with your major?
I'm done.
Do you wish your professors were more available to you? Do you wish your dreams of appearing on television would come true? We have the solution for you. Broadcast journalism offers hands-on experience, one-on-one assistance, and the opportunity to work with ATV News. Join the JCOM family today.
Aggie Air is an innovative engineering program exclusive to Utah State. It provides opportunities for students to get hands-on and real-world experiences. By building model planes that photograph and scan detailed images of landscapes, Aggie Air can change the way we use the Earth's surface. Watch as Aggie Air takes flight.
Welcome back. The women's basketball team kicked off the weekend as they took the court against conference opponent San Diego State. There was plenty of offense to be found here in this one, as Hannah Hutchins will lay this one up in for two. These layups would be a familiar sight throughout the game as Funda takes it to the rim for two as well. And then it's going to be Hannah Hutchins all over again, going to the rim for two on this one as well. Throughout the game, the Aggies would not be denied near the rim at all. The layup show would continue as Funda gets another 2 points. She would end this one with 28 points, her fourth 20-point game of the season. And then right here, she's going to add one more basket for good measure. But this game was never in doubt for Utah State as they take this one over the Aztecs 72-59.
I mean, everyone definitely wanted this game, especially after the UNLV game, but we had a talk before the game last night actually about people knowing their roles and what they need to bring to the team so everything can be complete, like you said, and I think everyone did that perfectly.
The team will now travel to Reno to take on the Nevada Wolfpack in hopes of getting their record back to 500 on the year. After dropping their season opening match at home against Gonzaga, the USU women's tennis team looks to rebound as they take on Idaho State. Here we start off with the Aggies at Katarina Tugarinova facing off against Svenja Tetmeier here. And Tetmeier's shot here is going to go just a little bit long. Tugarinova will get the point here, but she would fall in straight sets. Then it's going to be Nini Gunzler facing off against Casey Bacon. And here it's going to be a very long but good rally for both women. Long enough that I actually just went home and made lunch and just came right back about now. Gunzler would eventually hit the winner down the line and would win the match in 3 sets. And coming up next, and lastly, is Sabrina Demarath as she squared off against Noni Alexanderson. Here, Demarath will get the point after Alexanderson will hit her return shot into the net. And then Demarath would finish off the meet once and for all with a long rally right here against Alexanderson. She would finish that off, and Utah State picks up their first win of the season, 6-1. Utah State will remain at home as they take on Southern Utah on Saturday at 3 p.m. The Logan Grizzlies came into Friday night's game against Preston on a 2-game losing streak. That streak would be snapped. Picking up the action in the third quarter, that's Jason Anderson as he drives to the rim and gets the friendly bounce as he gets the 2 there. And then right here, it's the steal by Jaden Frazier. And the Grizzlies are going to use some excellent ball movement where they're going to find Anthony McCade open for the 3, which will cut the Logan deficit to 1. And later on, this rebound by Cody Brimhall would set up another excellent scoring opportunity for Logan. They continue to move the ball around, and then they're going to find Frazier open in the corner for 3. He fires, and it is good. We are tied at 51. 2.7 seconds left. Logan inbounding for the win, but it is stolen away, and the half-court heave is no good, so we are going to overtime. In the extra session, Rylan Jones will find an open Anderson for 3 to give the Aggies a 1-point lead in overtime. And then this steal right here by Jones will lead to a foul and 2 free throws for the Grizzlies. Jones would make both of his free throws. The last chance for Preston to make a comeback, but the ball goes off his hands into the backcourt for a violation. And look at that bench. They are fired up as Logan holds on to win this one in overtime, 65-61. The win puts Logan at 10-7 on the season. They will face off against Ben Lomond High School tonight at 7. It's going to be a busy week for Aggie athletics as men's basketball, men's and women's tennis, and women's basketball all have home meets this weekend. So go out and support your Aggies, and we'll see if they can have the same success this week. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Connor. Coming up, did you see the giant duck last week on the quad? We'll introduce you to the Aggie who took a quack at inventing a holiday of his own.
And your forever friend might be in Logan. We'll show you where to find them.
Sorry, I've got big ideas.
As a college student, you have big ideas to make a big difference on campus. Why not get funding for those ideas in a big way? The Blue Goes Green Grant provides funding for student sustainability projects. These projects help USU students be more environmentally responsible, live healthier, and save money. To find out more, go to usu.edu/BGG. Get funding for your Blue Goes Green idea in a big way. Blue Goes Green. Make a difference.
Four Paws Animal Rescue helps many local families find their furry best friends. I went out to capture one Logan family's story of their animal adoption.
We first came across Four Paws when we were actually looking to adopt a dog. We decided to check out Four Paws since they were a no-kill shelter.
They arranged a time with us to meet these dogs we were interested in, and Munch was one of them. When we adopted our cat Waffles from Four Paws, this was a little over a year after we had adopted Munch, our dog. So we went into PetSmart one day. We weren't planning on adopting a cat, but we went and looked at the back and they had these adorable kittens, and we fell in love with Waffles and brought him home.
And then the adopting process was really easy and thorough. You know, they make sure that you're ready to take on a pet, ready that you can house the pet and make sure everybody's happy.
And it's not a shelter in the classic sense. It's run by volunteers that foster the animals. These are people that bring the animals home, and they live in a home environment.
PetSmart tries to help shelters in their local areas. A lot of them have a place where they've agreed to take in cats that are from local shelters. We have a lot of foster moms, but a lot of times the number of cats we have exceeds what can go into the foster moms' homes. PetSmart pays for their food and their litter and all that.
They're already spayed, neutered, they're fully vaccinated because they have to be fully vaccinated to even be here at PetSmart.
They kind of keep that relationship with you so that if you can't keep the animal for whatever reason, that they can then care for the animal again. You can tell they really actually care about the animals and where they're going and the families that they get put with.
You can find adoptable cats every Saturday and dogs every other Saturday at the Logan PetSmart from 1:30 to 4:30. For more information, call 435-764-3534.
It's Traditions Week at USU, and one way you can get involved is with your old sweater. Students can bring any sweatshirt and trade it for a new Utah State sweater. 300 sweatshirts are available to trade. The old sweatshirts will be donated to a homeless shelter in Salt Lake City. This tradition of swapping sweaters has been going on for 10 years.
During Traditions Week, we really try to implement all of the traditions that we have here at Utah State, and I think where it's cold right now, it's winter, why not? If you have old sweaters to give up, just bring them out and you get a brand new one.
Your last chance to swap your sweater is tomorrow in the Hub from 12 to 1.
They say a dog is a man's best friend, but for one 10-year-old boy, a dog is his guardian angel. ATV's Tess Griffith shows us how a bark could save a life.
10-year-old Austin Gleed has type 1 diabetes.
So that's really high.
And with the help from his dog Addie, it's a bit more manageable. Aside from being good company for Austin, Addie is able to know when something's not right with Austin.
She can sense Austin's blood sugar. There's sometimes where Austin, you can't even tell something's wrong with him. And so she's been able to alert to that too. So she's definitely a lifesaver.
Although having a diabetic alert dog is helpful, Austin and his family are still busy keeping his diabetes under control.
It's a 24/7 disease, always wondering what his blood sugar is going to do. No day is the same. Every day is a different day with diabetes.
Those with type 1 diabetes may test their blood up to 6 to 8 times a day and use something like this to do so. In order to test my blood sugar, I just need to prick my finger and put the blood on the strip. And that's what my blood sugar was tested at, compared to Austin's 228. Along with the help from his family, Austin has help at school as well.
When he feels off, that's probably when we have to help the most. Like when he's not sure if it's high or low, that's usually when he comes here for assistance.
And even though he has it under control, Austin doesn't get to have a break from diabetes.
It consumes their lives and their families' lives. I mean, I deal with it once in a while, and they deal with it 24/7. And it's a huge, huge commitment for parents and families to deal with that.
Tess Griffith, ATV News.
What would you do if you ran into a 7-foot-tall duck on your way to class? Students at Utah State did when Giant Duck Day came to their campus. I went out to find where our yellow friend came from.
Tucker, give him I can get off the thing.
These kids have probably never heard of Giant Duck Day, but that didn't stop them from celebrating it.
This is a Pecatelli. That's the duck's name.
A Picatelli appeared overnight on the quad at Utah State, where he piqued some curiosity in the students.
First I thought it was a little bit weird. I only noticed it while I was going to and from class.
We came out here on Monday night, the 18th, and spent about 3.5 hours building this duck out of snow and then spray painting him with 4.5 bottles of spray paint.
Shay started the holiday with a snow duck he built on his LDS mission, and since then he has built ducks out of many things, including cardboard, cake, and Rice Krispie treats.
I'm obviously not very good at building snow sculptures, but Shay and his friends had some serious skill,
which is something that other students took notice of on social media.
I never expected it to get this much attention.
But it did get attention. A lot of it.
I saw pictures of it, like on Snapchat.
But it wasn't just Snapchat. People who saw it posted on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the hashtag Giant Duck Day. Then, a Picatelli made his way onto the news.
It came on KSL, and then it came on Channel 4, and we were just like, it blew our minds.
Shay says he plans to continue celebrating and hopes others join him.
It's been really awesome to see so many people finding enjoyment in it.
Emily Duke, ATV News.
The duck has been knocked down from its place on the quad, but Shay and his friends have more planned for next year.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of ATV News.
For this show and more, visit our Facebook page. Have a great day, Aggies!